Hello and welcome to Not Only Books. I'm Jason Runnels.
And I'm Craig Kubik.
And we have talked about a number of different databases over the past episodes that we have done, that we've created. We've talked about databases for general research, for theological research, in-depth historical research in the realm of theology. But today we're going to look at something a little different, right?
That's
So
right.
what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to look at one of my favorite subjects, and that's education. I have a
Okay.
strong educational background, and our emphasis today is to go to look at ERIC, which is the primary database for educators. And
Okay.
you, as a teacher in your career, you've probably had to use ERIC. So it's been the foundation for finding good research material there.
Okay.
Now, while we're here, let's just take a moment and say we are in the year 2026.
Right.
And we have seen a shift in our government funding, and
Mm.
ERIC is funded by the United States government. And so the money that flowed through the Department of Education has changed in 2025 and also in 2026 going forward. So, what am I saying? The number of resources that were indexed and included in ERIC in the past years are numerous. There has been a reduction because of funding. It may be 60% of current indexing at this point of what it was before. So for researchers, you need to be aware
Mm-hmm.
that your ability to get at things starting in 2025, some of those research titles may not be there. They may suddenly be gone. You say, why? So now you can kind of maybe look in other databases. You may have to go to those journals directly to their home sites to
Right.
find it. If you're aware of something in your field that you want to
Mm-hmm.
do, and we'll take you to a couple other places.
All right.
Now, Eric, good thing, something about Eric.
Okay.
Okay, Eric is government, so it's open to everybody to look at there, and aggregators or like EBSCO and ProQuest have the ability to go and harvest that data, pull it in, and they in turn market it to academic and public libraries and their research databases. So EBSCO has ERIC.
Okay.
ProQuest may have ERIC. Something Silver Platter, whatever name of your providers from whatever you happen to be using might have ERIC.
Okay.
Now, but they have their own algorithm. So they're taking all of Eric's data, cramming it into their
Discovery platform.
discovery platform using their key points, and boom, you get the number of results. So I'm going to show you today Eric through EBSCO and then Eric in native.
Okay.
So, and here's my thing. I like Eric native.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
But if you're doing multiple platform database searching, like I'm looking, say, at Atla and Eric, you could say, boom, boom, I want to do it all together.
Yeah.
But it may not get you the same kind of results as going to Eric Native or some other places. So for the good researcher, for our PhD students, you say, okay, why Dr. Reynolds, why Dr. Kubik? Why is it different? What's happening to me? You find something, I don't find it. It's in why did I miss it? It could be because of the algorithm and the platform you're using.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there you go. It's a little complex.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off right now, and we're going to go and look at Eric.
Okay.
Our shorter time is going to look at Eric in EBSCO. So
All
we're
right.
going to jump there.
Let's do that.
So today we're using Southwestern's platform to launch from, and in our database list. It's under general academic research. For any of our students, you'll want to go to the database listing, look down under general academic research. We don't have a separate education area, but here you'll find Eric, and I'm going to use my mouse so you can see. Here's Eric. This link will take you to the EBSCO, and here's the native direct down here without using. So for now, let's we're going to go to Eric, and I need to log in.
It's working. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And here we are. So here you can tell right off, Dr. Reynolds, that looks like us, doesn't it?
Looks like every other EBSCO database that we have dealt with this past year.
And probably looks very similar for other academic institutions,
right.
for our other viewers who might be able to log into other institutions. So here we are. You know you're in Eric because right there you're searching that database.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a reminder, you've showed them that before. Right here, you can change your databases or add other databases.
Right.
So pretty much for this podcast, I'm going to keep our subject to one basic search.
Okay.
And that's going to be Christian education, because that one, it picks up the word education, which we want to know in a general way, and Christian for this specific kind of education that we do at our institution. So I'm going to use that. It's going to do the keyword search right here.
Right.
So we're going to type that in. Check my spelling to see that it's right. Okay, like it there. All right, so it displays like your normal EBSCO kind of thing.
Right.
But while we're here, and let's show the difference, look at the difference. Our results as of today with this keyword search is 1,629. Okay. That's okay, right? Considering this is a secularized database, but it includes those in the religious community. So here we go. Let's just kind of scan down and see. We've got different things. Yes, it's pulling up Christian education related material. So we feel pretty good about it, right?
Right.
So you can see it does have the subject headings. It does give a little brief description there. It's telling us where it's coming from, issue, page number, and if you have access to it or not. It pulls up here. Looky here. It says full text from Eric. Okay. Right. I don't know what it's going to pull up, but let's take a look at it and see what happens now. It's going to jump us to a true native Eric entry. And so here we find some information on it. It looks like it's probably an abstract that's there. So for the user, thank you very much. That's pretty good. I'm getting started there. And over here, notice, let's keep looking around the screen. You can see download full text in PDF. So it seems to be that it's probably going to be could be an e-journal in full text. So it's connecting, linking out. Hey, that you feel pretty good that the EBSCO jumped to Eric, jumped right on, and it got you that material. So that's pretty good for doing a good job there. So I'm going to leave that window still open, and let's go back and take a look one more time at the Eric interface in EBSCO. Let's look at the types of sources, because it might be a little different than others, because it's always different, right, Dr. Reynolds? So here's academic journals and Eric documents, which we have not really seen before because we've not been in there.
Right.
It may have been there, but it rises to the surface.
Yeah.
All right, so there are the source types. Then let's see what else we can take a look at. We want to see all filters. Is that the best place to go?
Hmm.
There you go on that side. So I'll let you do some faceted searching there. Of course, it's the one database that we're looking at. Source types, again, that same kind of thing that's available there. Uh, Probably subject might be a good thing to look at
Right.
because here you can combine Christian education and perhaps uh, get a better subject
Hmm.
heading for your topic. So if you're doing research in, say, church-related colleges, sure, that's a great topic there. Religious factors, foreign countries, and 143 others.
Right.
So you can kind of look around. Also, again, publication, language, geographic area. So
Yeah.
those are all the same things. Not too bad. But
Right.
remember, we only got like almost 2,000 hits
Right.
there.
That is,
So I wonder, yes, is Eric Native going to do better? So that pretty much takes us through what it'll do for you. You can add it in a search, but now let's go to Native Eric. I'm going to jump back and come to the link. Here's Eric. Notice the address ericed.ed.gov, and it comes up. So it looks really different than an EBSCO because it is,
yeah.
right? It's a
Right.
lot different. And but I read a lot there. I see a lot.
Hmm.
This is actually tips. It's actually telling you how to do your research better in Eric. So what is Eric? What's the history behind it? Who makes it? Eric and API, lots and lots of things. Here's full text, peer review. I mean, thesaurus and identifier.
Mm.
What thesaurus and identifiers? What is that? People ask. It's the subject headings in
Right. We're
there.
talking about the words that are connected to help somebody find a resource and what words are similar to those, just like any thesaurus would be. Librarians, catalogers, indexers use thesaurus to have a more well-rounded search option.
So it gives you the right word and alternates
Right.
and additions. So for our researchers listening, that should be a light bulb perhaps, or
Hmm.
like, okay, Dr. Reynolds said something I need to look at to be a better researcher.
Right.
Maybe look up my word and see if I'm doing a good job on it. So here at the top, you can see two nice, really good boxes for us to work on if you need peer review only,
Hmm.
because sometimes professors or scholars want peer review research only. So
Right.
there you can qualify. And for those who want full text, I need it now. I can't wait. I want to give me only full text.
Right.
We won't do that right now. Because we're just taking a general walkthrough,
Hmm.
but we're going to do our search and we're going to use the Christian education. And I'm going to hope that I spelled it right because I can't see under the little screen notation there. So let's see if I spelled it right.
Looks like you did.
Looks like I did. And
Wow.
you see what I
I do
see.
see it.
Okay.
Yes.
We have 3,000 hits. So just as I said, the algorithm, as EBSCO crammed all their material, somehow we're getting over
Right.
1,000 more hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. What would I do if I was researching really seriously writing in education? I would drop
There.
to Eric Native. Well, that's just, I don't know, that's all
It,
we talk,
it
Eric
makes
Native.
sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
So also, while we're right here, look at this usually rich area on our left-hand side.
Hmm. A lot of options for limiting your search or refining your terms. It's very nice.
Perhaps more than you see, and not only what we see visibly on the screen now, as you roll down, look, there's even more. So
Right.
for the person who is easily overwhelmed, this will be a lot to take
Yeah.
in, but from my perspective, I'd rather have that ability to canvas the everything. This is just like wildly, in my view, wildly good research
Yeah.
material there. So it also has great information on the side, just canvassing down here, peer review, direct link, download full text.
Hmm.
So you can see lots of different kinds of things that are available right there. And
Right.
I have a few items that I thought we might look at. And let's take a look at maybe this one under Saint Bonaventure and the Future of Christian Education.
Okay.
Let's take a look at it.
All right.
So it gives us a brief summary, and I think I wanted us to take a look at the direct link here.
Okay.
So Eric, in this case, is pretty good about giving DOI direct links for the researcher, and I'm going to be the question guy. Why is that DOI pretty good for researchers to have?
It's a stable link so that when Eric decides to update something or maybe move things around in their server and their website, that link will still get you to the document you need without having to hunt and maybe lose it. I mean,
Okay.
Eric could have it taken out and it's still existing out in the web world based on that DOI.
So stable is absolutely great, and stable is great to put in bibliographies, right? For
Right.
those writers who need to have citations and their publishers
Hmm.
and their professors who might be reading their research. DOIs are confidence builders,
Right.
right?
And APA, which is what a lot of education papers require, does have the requirement of that DOI being in the citation. So it's a good way to just be sure that your information is available. There you go.
And there you go. When you click on the DOI, it pulls it up
Mhm.
and it tells us right away it's in the International Journal of Christianity and Education. So, all right, what did it do? This is from Calvin University. Here's the references, but where is that article? Well,
Mm.
yes, Dr. Ellis, you're right. It tells you that this, while you have access through Southwestern Seminary, as we're here, you're an institution. If you're associated with another one, might have paid for this. We know, look here, get full text. It's locked, right? So it's
Right.
a subscription based. So this direct link took you to the marketplace, the doorsteps,
Right.
as they sometimes say, and are called the paywall. So if you need it now, you would have to get access and pay for it, right?
Yes.
But at least you've got the abstract, you know where it's at, and if you're a student at the institution, and I need it now, and I'm a student, and I don't want to pay now, what would I do?
Requested through interlibrary loan.
You've told them that before, so this is an excellent time to remind them to
That's right.
go connect with your interlibrary loan staff at your institution or at your public library
Right.
because that's always available for you as well. All righty, we're going to need to jump back here, and I would like for us to look at another one. Let's take a moment and look at this. I think this, I, I believe this global Christian higher ed.
Okay.
It may be the same resource. So we're going to jump down and look at one called, we're going to jump down and look at one called Faith Integration in Christian Higher Education. All
All
righty.
right.
So this one for the Keen Observer, take a look at it here. It doesn't have a journal listing, right?
Right.
It has a name, not EBSCO, but ProQuest, the other folks.
Hmm.
So you know that it's jumping to a different database.
Right.
So what, oh, what is this? It's a little hard to tell from
Right. Oh, it looks like it's just being indexed by Eric from some sort of resource that ProQuest has the rights to.
right. So let's check the direct link.
Okay.
So what's going to happen here? It's opening some sort of gateway within the institution. And in this case, it jumps to ProQuest.
Right.
And as soon as the screen resolves itself by clicking accept all, we should be able to tell, thank you very much. It jumped to the ProQuest dissertation.
Oh, nice.
So in our case and in other schools instances, the gateway or
Hmm.
the portal for the direct access is authenticating, and it went right into that ProQuest database that you covered before.
Right. Right.
So here it is, linking out, pulling your ability to look directly at this dissertation
Okay.
that's not hiding, but gives you an awareness. You may have already done that research and you might
Right.
have seen it, but somehow or another it's pulling up the again in your research. So here the networking is doing pretty good.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to hopefully take us to another one. I had one selected for us to take a look at. If I can find it here, it sounded like a very cool title that I'd like to pull up for us today. It was appeared in the index in the, let me see if it dropped down to screen two. Here it is. Because it updated, I had one selected for showing today, and I thought the title was kind of interesting
Hmm.
here. Let's look at this one right on the screen. The Curious Absence of Satan and Spiritual Warfare in Christian Higher Education. Does
Hmm.
that sound intriguing
That
there?
does.
All right. So I can tell right off, this is in a journal called Christian Higher Education, right?
Right.
It was done in 2024. So it is, uh, it's a couple years old, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's a journal. And since it says 2024 and it doesn't have a issue number, for those who are librarians or maybe others, it kind of signals to us that it's probably a once a year journal.
Right.
Okay. All righty. So here is the curious absence. All right. I want to take a look at it. Let's see what we do here. Okay. So you always get little pop-ups that you unexplainedly don't know why they decide to give you a system update.
Right.
So we apologize for that, but that's what happens.
That is.
All right, so here's an abstract, here's a note. And so this is coming from Taylor and Francis, and we know Taylor and Francis is high academic, high scholarly, and the subscriptions to those journals tend to be not cheap, but they're well worth the price.
Hmm.
Taylor and Francis means good, it's
Good.
usually good stuff. All
Yeah.
right, so you say, okay, well, I really, really want to read this one, Dr. Reynolds. I guess I can try to get it through interlibrary loan. Yes, you could
Yeah.
there, but I'm thinking, I wonder, maybe we have access to this and it's not connecting for some reason. So I'm going to use this today to see if we can jump again to uh, to find out if this item is available at Southwestern Art Institution.
Okay.
So we're going to go to our Southwestern Libraries homepage
All right.
and use that online journal object
Hmm.
icon that you talked to them about
Right.
before.
Right.
So this is called, let's
Publication finder.
a publication finder. Let's just take one quick look again. We're looking for Christian higher education. Could it be that Southwestern actually has Christian higher education? Christian higher education. Well, it's kind of
Maybe
saying
so. Yeah.
maybe. So Christian higher education peer reviewed. Do you feel pretty good about what you're seeing
I
there?
do.
All righty. So Taylor and Francis. And here's the 2024. Uh, it's actually more issues. I was wrong. So let's take a look and see in this entry back here. Is it telling me what page it might be on?
Yes.
I'm missing it. Do you?
Underneath the author's name, Kevin O'Donohue, it says pages, and it tells you at the just up above that, volume 23, issue
Ah,
4.
so it was more than one issue. It wasn't just a single volume, a single issue per year. So it's in issue 4, page 361. So let's go back over here, the
Hmm.
list of issues, and
Volume 23.
right there.
No, down, next volume.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Volume 23.
Volume
There
23.
it is.
There you go. Thank you.
Issue 4, yeah.
And issue number 4.
Hmm.
Come on. It does tell us full access.
Right.
Uh,
You need to click on the issue 4.
Click on that.
Active,
Thank
yeah.
you. Not just the line. All right. So here are the actual articles. And I'm going to roll on to the title this time. It
Hmm.
looks like it says abstract full text reference PDF. Let's see, do we get it? There's the
There.
abstract. And that looks like that must be the article
That is it.
below.
Yeah.
So, teachable moment, or for those, putting it all together, don't be satisfied with everything you see. Keep digging a little
Right.
there. Of course, if I'm a researcher and I send it to Dr. Runnels, his interlibrary loan desk, and they asking for it, they might give you the full text link back
Yeah.
there and say, hey, we really do have this article,
Right.
and you can have it faster than us trying to request it from someplace else. So that's a good thing to think about for finding finding material. So lots of great places, lots of great things. And Eric, as we said, author, publication, look what's there, other subjects that are related. A simply great place to be
Right.
for certain.
Yeah, very good.
Now, I'm going to wrap up that part of Eric, and let's take a look at a couple of other good places to go. I want us to jump to. I'm moving around here, and let us go to our main databases, and we want to reveal or show you one that includes a lot of other education resources. Some of them are going to be in ERIC, and some of them might be in general EBSCO related areas. But Gale is a competitor
Hmm.
to, right? Gale's a competitor, EBSCO and ProQuest.
Right.
So they have uh, groups of data siloed into
Hmm.
different things, of which we have the ability to get to do a big search over all of those things.
Right.
So Gale is typically offered through different states and
Hmm.
their academic secondary schools and middle schools, and so they allow colleges and universities in their states to also have access to that. So here at Southwestern, we, as an academic institution in the state, get the Gale databases as part of it. So if you're in Missouri or Kansas or Louisiana, you may not have Gale. You may have ProQuest type.
Right.
So for us, we're going to look at the Gale, the power search.
Okay.
Let's just, because why? It gets everything,
Yeah.
right? It's just,
Yeah.
let's not look at just elementary. Let's just go and look for search terms there. I'm going to take care of closing these extraneous windows that come open. So we're just going to do the keyword
Thank you.
search again.
Okay.
Christian education comes up right
Hmm.
there.
All right.
And there, we have to go on down. There are some delimiters that if you want, but we just want Christian education. Let's see what we're going to pull up. All right, content type tells us, let's survey the screen. Looks like there's 455 journals as opposed to magazines. What's the difference between magazines and journals? Would you like to kind of take a stab at that?
So, a magazine tends to be something that's published for popular consumption. It's going to have a lot more of an editorial stance, so personal opinion, a lot of maybe cultural things that are going on, movies, fashion, food, or trends within
Okay.
some environment. Whereas a journal is typically going to be published by an academic institution, more likely an academic society or organization, and is designed to meet the research needs of that specific community.
Okay. So journals is a good thing, and to have that many journals listed
Right.
is excellent. So you can filter your research on the side. So you can filter on the side by dates, by subjects, etc., like
Hmm.
you would see in other places. Those kinds of things are found there. But here, let's just take a look at a couple of the articles, what we're seeing appearing here. They give a very short listing and then it drops down to the rest of the articles that are there. So let's look at this second one.
Okay.
will be perhaps interesting. It has a title that's and it kind of intuitively saying, what are we talking about? Truth, beauty, and goodness. Dialogue with the divines is coming from religion. It telling it's Catholic schools.
Mm,
So you looking for things within your tradition, and it's telling us the siloed area that it's in, Gale Academic One file.
right.
So that's where that's going to harvest from. So I kind of like it because it tells us it's a report, it's a PDF, it's November of 2025, and it tells me the number of words. I don't often
Yeah,
see that.
right.
So it gives you a kind of heads up on how long it's going to take to read through the article, how much you're going to be investing time-wise in it.
Right.
It's coming.
Okay.
And there we go. It gives you the abstract, gives you the author, and now it rolls down. Here's your related subject. So you could do a related subject search on your right-hand side there. Gives you more like it.
Hmm.
So if you're kind of linking out and trying to gather relevant bibliographic citations, that's a cool thing, right?
Yeah,
That's cool for the researchers. I like that it has the words that we're looking for,
right.
bold and highlighted. So it's going to be uh, closely the visually it's compact there, so you might have to change your screen view
Right.
if you can't if you want your letters spread out a little bit. So that's a pretty good little article there.
Uh, now,
So
I have a question about this one. I'm noticing as we're scrolling that there are words that are underlined and they're not in red like the word or the phrase we searched for, but they're underlined. And so that's a nice little benefit here is that it will let you jump to a related article that deals with that word.
and that, just as I've got it over desire,
Right.
it tells you, right, see related articles on the word desire. So absolutely. So if you're in a compact area of research and you're looking for other
Hmm.
uh, secondary or
Right.
tertiary related field material, you've hit on a great research point for those who here can
Yeah.
make use of this kind of research tip and tool. So hey, lots of things are embedded that you just need to take advantage of.
Right. And we all know that a lot of people that are beginning their research will do a general search, find something, read through it, but to know that there might be a term connected to other articles that you're really more interested in could pop up. That saves you from having to perform that search again. Now I can just link out and I've got a trail based on my back arrow that I can actually step back to what I had previously rather than trying to remember what was my original search.
Absolutely.
So,
So good researcher might be taking notes there,
yeah.
what they're doing. You also have highlights and notes. So it's
Hmm.
sort of in the same vein of what you're talking
Yeah,
about there. So this one, cool article, original document, PDF. Let's see what he gives us. I like it. You
yeah,
like it. So that's maybe a little easier to read on
definitely.
the eye or pretty good to print out if you needed to provide to a class
Right.
or a discussion group. Uh, Lots of different things to think about when you're doing your research there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gail, pretty good. It's not Eric. It's but I feel that it's a good place to make sure for our education students and scholars to take a look at.
So I get the impression that Gale is not really catering to the higher academic audience, but more so maybe to high school and college. kind of your people that are still learning how to research, are developing an interest in something, and looking at the citations, we see a last name, comma, first.
Let me get us back there.
So an in-text citation that follows more of the MLA format. We're not using footnotes. So it really seems to be designed for that level of student, even though it does have content that is beyond. But we really see this being something that could be useful, maybe maybe if you're a teacher in
Oh,
Christian
I,
high school or in a Christian college,
I
something.
think you've hit it very well. For yeah, you can apply it if you're a Christian educator who's practicing,
Hmm.
but also for the writer who is analyzing or preparing material uh, or overview of things that are progressing.
Hmm.
In real practice, they might find this leverageable material
Right.
for their research. But yes, you've hit on it. I think uh, the age or educational level, the way it's tailored for the user, Gail is meant for a high school student or middle school student to still be able to get in and say, I can use this, I can understand it
Right.
as well. So it's niche or the grade level you
Hmm.
want to say
Yeah.
is not the same as a PhD student
Right.
in their research.
Right.
Now let's look at one last place, and it's going to take me just a second to jump to it. And we're going to use a ProQuest related database. So give me just a second while I get us right back to our main database page. And because getting there, we don't have a direct link.
Mm.
So we want to get you there for a wise user. Maybe some places will have those added to it. And now we're going to get there via our dissertation and thesis
Okay.
link or your ProQuest website. Go to your
Right.
ProQuest website. All right. So we're landing and we're direct linking to dissertation. And we want to change databases. You've showed this before,
Hmm.
Dr. Reynolds. So we're going to change our databases. And just to review, for anybody who's using EBSCO or any database aggregator, there are multiple places to go. So here it's telling us you can also look at others. And for us right now, we want to change and look at education research index.
Okay.
So uh, it's actually doing what? Looky here.
It looks like it's using Eric.
Yes.
So the databases we've already looked through, ProQuest now has a portal into their data.
Absolutely. So it says it's combining two powerful educational indexes there, ERIC and Supplemental Education Index. So it's we'll see what we get, right?
Yeah.
Though the the hits may be higher, could be lower than ERIC native, different than EBSCO. So here we're looking, but let's go see what we can do. But let me just make sure that we're not pulling any other databases
Right.
in this. Let's checking our boxes down.
Uh,
We want to take this out, right?
yeah.
So for the researcher, don't, take a look, always take a look at what you've got open to know why and what you're getting. Okay, looks pretty good now. So
Mhm.
let's see if we can execute, say, this is what we want. Let's go to the top. I think we can say use the selected database
Okay.
and
There it
right there
is.
tells us what we want to know, right?
Right.
Good thing. Okay. So we're going to do our Christian. Christian education. I see it down there.
Hmm.
Right. If I'd looked up and I would have seen that. Okay. Wow, what is this?
That is considerably more resources than we found at either of the other options.
I am astounded, right?
Yeah.
So uh, it's like, okay, this is really helpful to me. I've done where I like to go to EBSCO because I feel comfortable with them. I feel really good about Eric Native because I like the way it looks.
Hmm.
And now this one is like, I am overwhelmed with what I'm getting here.
Yeah.
So let's look at so let's look at what we've got on this side. There's scholarly journals.
Hmm. 21,000.
That's
Goodness.
dissertations. Yeah. So it's actually pulling from the dissertation.
Hmm.
Their trade journals, magazines. Okay. Faceted document types, locations,
Right.
things that we're familiar with. So I like the icons that I see here. They may not be full text,
Right.
but at least I know titles. I know maybe an abstract
Hmm.
is available. I can get a citation. I can email it to myself. Those things which you've shown before.
Right.
So now we could look at any of them. I'm looking to see if I can find just under this general topic. I don't see a full text. Full text happens to be an article in the Association of Christian Librarians, which is quite interesting there.
Hmm.
I'm not going to use that one, but there might be some full text. Here we go. Christian values. This one happens to be something in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So there are full text available. Let's see if we can find something a little less specific there. I hear something quite interesting pulls up there.
Journal we've already looked at. Yeah.
Journal we've looked at before, and it has a name. I thought I saw a name that we are very
Yes.
familiar with here at our Southwestern institution. They're the Future of Christian Higher Education. So this is an abstract, and we know we can get to Christian higher education because we just covered that.
Right.
So here it's citing in our case, Dr. David Dockery, the current president of Southwestern. So just familiarity is going to tell you we've got good stuff showing up. I'm going to go on to the second screen to see if we can find
There
some
we go.
full text. This one's with Kenya. So we might take a look at those and see what we pull up. This one doesn't look too bad. Number 31 is a full text adolescent students' critical thinking skills in the context of Christian education. This one, it's a scholarly journal. Go to
Hmm.
full text. Let's
See what
take a
happens.
look and see what we get.
We go to Eric.
We go to Eric. So it's linking out. Let's see if we do get a full text. And we
There it
get a
is.
full text. So if you hadn't pulled it up in Eric Native, Eric ProQuest is going to help you find it
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Hmm.
So there's lots of linkage that comes around, lots of good things that are there. We won't go through all of these, but simply to show you that three different access points to educational information. Harvesting Eric is a big foundational part,
Yes.
but then lots of other things. So what do you think, Dr. Reynolds?
I think these three resources are quite robust. They give us a lot of options when we start looking for information. And we just have to remember that one place is not going to have everything you want. That a good researcher exhausts multiple options before giving up. And here we have three options that somebody doing Christian education or just general education could use to make sure they're getting as much of the current information as possible. I think it's
Absolutely.
great. So, well, thank you very much for joining us. I think that was a very informative view of the education databases that are available, and there are others out there. But keep in mind that Eric tends to be one of your top choices, and look at your institution's resources to see what is available to you as you do your research. And thank you, Craig, for that great introduction to education resources. And join us again for Not Only Books.